Hey, hi, hello everyone, and welcome to the tournament, or welcome back if you're a regular viewer. We have for you the highly anticipated, the highly requested DCOMs Part 2.
Duh.
And we did get some feedback with the last one, like, how could you forget this one, this one? And we also did feedback ourselves, like, how did we forget, like, absolutely iconic DCOMs that they literally played every specific holiday, and you know which one I'm talking about too.
Mhm.
Every specific, very niche specific holiday, they played this one movie, and we somehow forgot to include it.
We did, and there's just a lot of like classics, but
Yeah,
also the first episode had a lot of classics in
it
it.
did.
That episode would have been 3 hours if we put every
It
single
was 3 hours.
it was nearing that. So we've got the last
Yeah.
of the hits, I think.
I think we still have some hits that didn't make this list, but there are certainly some incredibly niche
Yeah,
like DCOMs. I'm pretty sure they only played once and then never again
never
that
again.
have not been included. But actually, I watched one of them. I'm fully plugging this movie, Full Court Miracle, which was apparently a Hanukkah DCOM that
Oh,
I have no recollection of whatsoever. And it was pretty good. Like I watched it last week and I was like, damn, they should have played this one more often. It was good.
I did not know it was a Hanukkah movie, but then
Yeah,
again, when Hanukkah would be happening, they had a shit ton of other Christmas decoms.
exactly.
That was uh,
Exactly.
yeah, oh, I just assumed it was another, like, holiday, but good.
Right. The thing why this movie wasn't on this list is because first of all, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that even remembers it.
I
Um
remember the name, but it's like about basketball, right?
yeah, it's about like this Hebrew school that is trying to win a basketball tournament, but they don't have a good coach. So the main character happens to find this ex NBA player that he believes is like the reincarnation of uh, Judah Maccabee, which is a very important historical figure in for Hanukkah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was really good. All of the main characters, except for like obviously the Judah Maccabee guy, who is literally just like a black NBA player. I think he's an actor, not an NBA player. Is are actually Jewish. The main character is the kid that plays Max Keeble in like Max Keeble's Big Move.
He was getting a lot of Disney, like, decom money specifically. I never saw him on a TV show, but he was
Right.
getting decom money. Good for him.
He was really good in that movie, like Full Court Miracle. I was watching and I was just like, "Damn, these kids are better actors than the adults."
That's how you know. I mean, that's how you know a decom is good when the children they're bypassing those like, oh, children can only shoot for 7 hours laws, and they're making each one of those hours count.
Well, it was filmed in Canada because, like, I don't know if you've seen Degrassi, but the girl that plays Manny Santos, Cassie Steele, she
Mhm.
was a character that was completely unnecessary to the plot whatsoever. In Full Court Miracle, she was literally just there to be a girl.
Oh, okay. Well, good
But,
for her.
like, she played her girl role very,
Very
very
well.
well, I must say. Irrelevant to the plot.
But she served.
But she was
So
there and she served.
good for her. I wonder, like, I do assume that most
Mhm.
like decoms when you go back to watch them as adults are like, "Ugh," like that's probably not good. But I feel like there are a couple that you're like, no, actually, this is
Yeah.
still good,
That
even
was
better than I remember.
a criminally underrated decom, Full Court Miracle. They should play it more. If you're watching this, don't stop watching this right now to go watch it, but definitely watch it at a later date. It is available on Disney Plus.
After we will
Yeah.
probably we've listed some of our favorite decoms, but maybe at the end of the episode we just do like a Bobby and Momo decom watch list, like five decom
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like that's
that
definitely like top of my list. It was really good.
I think we should do that.
Yeah.
Share it with the people so they can watch
Yeah.
after.
But that was just an honorable mention that I'm just starting this off with. Do you have an honorable mention that we didn't put on this list?
Let me see. Make sure I have. Yeah, I think because I don't know why I didn't put this on the list for this one, and I
Yeah.
know that it wasn't on the one for the last one.
Mhm.
But technically, I think the Proud Family movie is a DCOM.
That's right. You know, also movie we keep forgetting to put on these lists that we have to do a part 3, hopefully.
But
Jump In.
oh, damn it! Yeah, it's just because the soundtrack for Jump In is
It's
much more iconic than the
That's true.
movie.
Make me wanna jump to the rhythm and slide to the music. Yeah, Jordan Pruitt, you deserved a multi-contract recording deal because, oh my gosh, you were the it girl for like 2 years in the summer.
That white girl was singing her ass off. I was like,
Exactly.
"Go girl." But, like, that and then I think Vertical by T Squad was on that
That's right.
soundtrack. And then what was the other like, Corbin Blue had Corbin, not
Push
Corbin.
it, push it to the limit.
Like, he had his songs. I think maybe Keke Palmer might have had, like, one song on
I
there.
feel like she did, but I don't know if I'm like confusing that for when she was actually on Nickelodeon doing True Jackson and promoting her music. So I'm not sure if I'm getting it wrong.
She did have one single that I don't think was tied to any, like, particular
Mhm.
show or movie soundtrack, and it was called "We Keep It Movin'." That was my
That
jam.
was your thing.
I
You
ate
loved it.
that song down. Like, that song, go listen to it if you haven't. It's kind of a banger. Keke Palmer can literally do everything,
I
so
mean, I believe you.
it's a good song. But that's probably, like, my honorable mention because all of my favorites have been in either
Yeah.
episode 1 or in this episode.
Okay. I mean, like that was a good warm up. Like the
Mhm.
first 6 minutes of this, which is cool. But I
Yeah,
think we're ready to get into it. Let's get started.
let's do it. First up, oh my gosh. Oh my lord. Okay, we're coming in hot.
Yeah, coming in hot
Cadet Kelly versus
versus
the
the Cheetah
Cheetah
Girls.
Girls. Part first one.
Yes. For those that don't remember Cadet Kelly, I mean, it was on a lot when we were growing up, but I don't think
Mhm.
as we got older they played it nearly as often. Probably
They
for
did.
like Memorial Day or something.
Yeah, probably.
But
Oh,
basically, this is just like, in layman's terms, it's a coming of age comedy, like starring two of Disney's golden children and
mhm.
one of the Ashmore brothers. I'm pretty sure it's Sean Ashmore in this one. And it's just like an enemies to like not lovers relationship between Christy Carlson Romano and Hilary Duff.
Mhm.
There, that was a pretty intense like relationship that they had. It was not like romantic at all. It was very, we are enemies because we are fighting over this
You
okay
could
man.
I'm sure that many a person shout out to the lesbians out there who, probably were like,
Shout
"No,
out
it
to
was
all the
enem"
lesbians.
shout out to all the lesbians out there who probably were like, "No, it is enemies to lovers." I know someone is commenting it right now, like, "No, it actually is enemies to" it's like, so, yeah, I know they read because it you're right, it was like when I was a kid, I was even like,
It's like they got chemistry.
"What's going on here? You guys gonna kiss?"
Yeah, this is straight up jokes because even though they were playing like a 13 and 16-year-old, I'm pretty sure she was like, I'm pretty sure Hilary Duff was 15 and Christy was 18 at the time, with Sean
Mhm.
Ashmore being like a solid 23.
I feel like I'm blanking on who this Shawn Ashmore person is.
Oh my gosh, I know a celebrity and you don't.
I guess yeah, I guess so. Hold on, let me see.
I only know the Ashmore brothers because I really loved Warehouse 13 and one of them was in it. And I also really loved Smallville and I think it was Sean in Smallville.
Gotcha. Yeah, I have never
Like
seen
I you remember X-Men? One of them was Bobby Frost. They're like identical twins. It's I think Aaron and Sean Ashmore.
I'm gonna say something. The
Yeah.
X-Men, like, movies,
Mhm.
I've only seen one of them.
Oh,
So,
really?
I would like to go back and revisit them, but for a long time, they weren't, like, accessible to me, and
Okay.
by the time I had started watching superhero movies,
Mhm.
like, in the MCU and stuff, I had seen, like, other superhero movies, but those seemed too serious and, like, there was a
Fair.
dedicated storyline, so I hadn't gotten into it, but I would like to.
Okay. All right. So the thing about the Ashmore twins is they are both actors. One of them is significantly more successful. So Sean Ashmore was in Cadet Kelly. Aaron Ashmore was in Warehouse 13, Smallville. X-Men, the like.
Gotcha. Well, it says Sean was in X2, X-Men United.
Oh, I guess so. Then who was in then okay, then who was in um I'm confused. Oh, sorry, I misspoke. Aaron is in Lock and Key, Warehouse 13, Smallville. Sean was in X-Men.
Yeah, he's in X-Men and Animorphs
I guess they had a short-lived television show.
from 1998 to 1999, and he's in The Boys too, Sean
Oh,
Ashmore.
right. Yeah, I haven't seen that show. I actually saw the first 15 minutes of the pilot, and then I was like, yep, this is it for me.
And then I promptly dropped it. And more people should do that. If something's not for you, give it up.
Yes, yes. If something's not for you, give it up.
Give
Quote, the afternoon special.
like because instead of going on the internet and complaining about why it's not for you, perhaps
Just don't
give
watch
it
it.
up. That is not at all inspired by the incessant multiverse of madness conversation that is still going on. If it's not for you, give it up.
I want to play a game with you, Bobby.
Okay.
So you can win. Obviously, it's just you playing. If viewers want to play, they can play as well. So,
Gotcha.
but if you're playing at home, you're playing against Bobby, not me. I'm the game master. So the game we are going to play is, can you guess which movie came out first? And if you can, you get a point. If you can guess what year it came out, you get another point.
Oh. Oh no. I feel like these movies came out really close to each other.
You are correct.
But which one was first?
Which one came first?
Oh my goodness.
You get 5.
My heart is telling me Cadet Kelly came out first.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
1 point for Bobby on the board.
Woo!
Can you tell me what year either of these movies came out? Yes, you get a point for each one you get correct.
Are they the same year?
They did not come out the same year.
Okay. I think Cadet Kelly came out in. This feels like pro-military, so I'm thinking post 9/11. So I'm going to say 2002.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say, I think Cheetah Girls was 2000. It was like the same year or right around the same year as That's a Raven.
Mhm.
So I think it's 03.
You got both of those correct. That is amazing. Cadet Kelly came out in 2002. The Cheetah Girls came out in 2003. So congratulations. That's 3 points for Bobby on the board. I wonder how you're doing at home. Do you remember the plot of Cadet Kelly?
I feel like, okay, I'm just gonna wing it.
Okay.
I think that the plot, based off of the cover art alone, it was like Hilary Duff's character was kind of this like, very like preppy girl, but she was a little bit like reckless and whatnot. So her parents, to kind of straighten her out, sent her to like this military academy, and she joins and does, I forgot what it's called, like she joins like the drill team because she like
Yeah.
thinks it's gonna be fun. And Chris Carlson Romano's character is a very like decorated like RLTC person basically, and she's like, you're not gonna cut it here. You're like, you take it to like, you're joking about this and this is very like real to us. Like you don't get the technique. And then eventually Hilary Duff's character makes Christy Carlson Romano's character loosen up a little bit, and then they like compete in this drill competition together and like use the lessons that they learned, and then they're friends at the end. I feel like that's the plot.
That's basically the plot, but you got the first half completely wrong.
Okay, cool.
So,
What's the first half?
yes, she is like a preppy girl or whatnot, but the reason why she goes to military school is not because she made a fuck up. It's because her mom like marries this guy who's like a brigadier or something like that. So let me get it right. I did write this down. She marries, yeah, actually don't know. She marries some like high person in the military who gets a job at this military base, and the only school close by is the military academy, so she has to go there.
Oh, okay.
And basically, like, the reason why there's so much tension between Christie's character and Hilary Duff's character is because not only do they have a crush on the same guy, but like Christie's character does not like that she's like, so, oh my gosh, girly, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't see value in the girliness. So she's just like, you need to toughen up, straighten up.
Oh, so I imagine that there definitely was some type of, like, makeover scene where Hilary Duff's character helps Christie's character, like, lean into her
Probably,
femininity.
probably.
That's
I don't
probably
remember that that well,
I
but
just assume based off of her being like, "I don't see the value in femininity," there was probably a scene where she, like, gets a
probably.
makeover. They put lip gloss on her. She's like, "I feel beautiful for the first time ever." Probably.
But that's a lot about Cadet Kelly because I know it's not going to win this round.
No,
That's a lot about it, but we're just like, we have to say something about it.
I have to give
Um,
it its flowers.
I obviously, I don't want to speak for you, Bobby, but
Mhm.
I feel like the clear winner here is the Cheetah Girls.
It absolutely is. I love Cadet Kelly, but it's not touching the first Cheetah Girls?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
If you're watching at home and you don't remember, we talked somewhat about this in the first DCOMs, but the Cheetah Girls was originally based on a book by Deborah Gregory. And I think there's like it came out recently that she didn't get a very good deal with Disney. Like she didn't get much money from such a successful franchise that they kind of built off of it. On top of that, it was actually the first DCOM to ever be a musical, which
Hmm.
I definitely thought that there was more before it, but I was wrong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like the decom that showed Disney Channel that, like, oh, musicals are, like, profitable, and then that's what spawned, like, Hannah Montana and I think High School Musical?
Exactly. So High School Musical would literally not exist, but like without the Cheetah Girls.
Mhm.
And apparently, there a character that was cut from the book was called Angenette, and she was Aqua's twin sister. And sorry, not cut from the book, cut from the movie because she was in the book.
Gotcha.
The reason why she was cut was because they couldn't find the right twins to play her.
Makes
And
sense.
now I know what you're thinking. Tia and Tamara, they were Disney Golden Children. They're black.
Yeah.
Why weren't they in the movie?
Did they not say?
They were, and I quote, too sophisticated to play the roles of Angenette and Aquanet.
I can see that because they really make, like, Aqua very country bumpkin ghetto. So, like, I can definitely see how they were like, "Yeah, TH America not play these characters."
But when I read that, I'm just like, what do you mean by that? What do
They're
you
just
mean by that?
they're too bougie to play because like, Aqua literally carries hot sauce in her bag.
That's true. That's true.
Also,
That's so true. I forgot. But I don't think that's like country bumpkin.
it's very country. It is
Oh,
very it's I would say very country.
I mean, like, maybe I'm not judging because I used to carry around, like, maple syrup in my car. So
Okay, it's, like, kinda the same, but, like, I don't know, I feel like the hot sauce, like, having a little bit of, like, Tabasco or Louisiana in your bag, it's just a very, like, Southern country thing to do. Like, I know a couple people who have, like they keep a little bit of hot sauce in there.
it's a couple people, including yourself.
No.
Okay. Just
No.
double checking.
What if I was just like, "Yeah, actually." No, no.
Yeah. Oh, and also at some point, Solange was supposed to be Aqua, but then,
Mhm.
like, she was like, "Oh, sorry, I can't do this movie. I have to promote my solo album." I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah. Yeah, you shoulda just took the role, Solange, I think. You shoulda just took it.
I personally, I have nothing against Solange. I do think she should have taken the role.
She like, first of all, her music, I would say, didn't start getting, like, super duper good until later when she came out with, like, A Seat at the Table, like,
Mhm,
those beautiful, like, Cranes in the Sky, like, very much that.
mhm.
Early Solange, the only song I remember from her was the one that she had with Lil Bow Wow because they were, like, dating at the time. I couldn't tell you what the name of that song is, and I think it might have been on the Jimmy Neutron movie soundtrack, don't quote me,
That's really funny. That's really funny. I
but
think
sh
you're right though, because it does ring a bell.
I think she shoulda just took the ro and I feel like she learned her lesson when she saw how big the Cheetah Girls got, and
Mhm.
then when Bring It On came calling, they were like, "Well, I'm not gonna mess this up
Yeah,
again. I'm gonna take the
exactly.
role." Good on
But
him.
I'm not even going to explain the plot of Cheetah Girls because, like, I feel like if you're watching this, you absolutely remember the plot of Cheetah Girls. I don't want to waste your time.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, it does move on to the next round to literally no one's surprise.
No one's shocked, no one's awe. What else was it gonna do? Lose
What
out to Cadet
else
Kelly?
was it going to do except succeed?
It's the only thing it could do. Oh my
Cheetah
goodness.
Girls, Cheetah Sisters.
The music of the first Cheetah Girls, like, I hold up that Cheetah Girls 2 is still the best one, but the music of the first Cheetah Girls? Cinderella? Mm,
Yeah, that was iconic.
iconique. We
Yeah.
ready for the next one?
Yeah, I just want to say this before we move on. The
Mhm.
Cheetah Girls did frustrate me so much because it felt like Galleria was the only one putting in the work.
She was.
And then everyone else was just like, this is so hard. I'm like, you're not doing anything. What
What
is
effort
hard
are you
about
putting
this?
in?
Like, you're giving like 50% effort and being like, oh my God, this is so hard. Like, try harder. You need to try harder or get out, okay?
All literally gallery would be like, "Okay, girls, we have to rehearse." And they're just like, and I'm like, "Why do you think you're in Spain, girlies? You're there to sing."
So it was so frustrating for me. It's almost as frustrating as the entire Jurassic Park franchise, which I will boycott to the end of my days.
I don't think I've ever heard this, and also there's some Jurassic Park in my background, so
And I apologize for you. Like, I cannot stand the Jurassic Park franchise because I think the first movie, all right, I get it. You played God. But why do we have to keep doing this? Why do we have to keep going?
I will say that I agree. Like, why not? Have you not learned your lesson? I don't think the dinosaurs are going to cooperate in
They're
any
not.
capacity.
And then the newest franchise, like, literally made me start sweating with anger with what Bryce Dallas Howard's character being a dinosaur rights activist.
A
I was
dino
I've never
right.
been so angry for a movie ever in my life. And it's like the dinosaurs deserve rights. No, they don't. They don't. Okay? They
But
shouldn't be here. They literally were eradicated millions of years ago. And
you
then
brought it
some
back.
dumbass that decided to play God brought them back. And now they deserve rights? No.
That's
No.
that's what I'm saying. Like in the first movie, one of my favorite quotes, Ian Malcolm, he says, "You were so concerned about whether you could, you never stopped to consider if you should." And
Yeah,
he's carried that feeling throughout the entire thing. I will
exactly.
say, I will be seated for Jurassic World Dominion because the OG3 are going to be in that movie, and I'm hoping that they get more lines from
I
Chris Pratt.
strongly believe that all the main characters deserve to be eaten by the dinosaurs. All
Why do they it's not like they've been the one perpetuating the technology. If anything, they've been the ones being like, "Yeah, stop fucking doing that. We know firsthand."
Didn't they
It's
go to that island to be like, "Oh my gosh, we have to save the dinosaur"?
it's Engine who you should be upset with because they keep fucking trying it.
I'm mad at literally everyone. I'm super mad at the dinosaur rights activist.
Well,
I
I mean, the dinosaur rights activist and then Owen, who's like a dinosaur, he's basically like a theme park employee, and that is no knock to theme park employees, but he acts like he is some type of like zoologist.
he just works there.
He just works there. Those 2 do get on my nerves, but the OG3, like, as soon as they see like, within the first 20 minutes, they're like, "This is something you should not do, and we don't endorse it,
I'm
and we
just
would like to leave." And they get trapped because of dumbass what's his face? Nedry. He traps them on the island, so they, like it's not like they wanna be there.
I'm just so tired of this franchise. Like, please stop. Please stop.
It does end next in June 6th. That's when Jurassic World Dominion comes out. So excited for Jurassic
Thank
World
God.
Dominion June.
Thank God. I don't know how we got here, but anyway, these are two franchises that do make me upset. Moving on to the next pair.
I just feel like you were like, "Oh, Jurassic World is coming out. Finally time to give my soapbox speech on how much I hate this franchise."
I hate the Jurassic Park franchise. I really do. Our next two, High School Musical 2, The GOAT, the greatest of all time, and then also Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior, which was also a good movie.
A fantastic movie. This one hurts me, because I think I've mentioned on here before that I had a High School Musical 2 poster up in my room
Mhm.
for longer than I think I should have. Um,
That's
but
valid, though. That's valid.
that that movie, I owned it. I remember watching it for the first time. It was the summer. It was great. Like, we were all just, like, having a good
Mhm.
time, not a care in the world. The music, I still go back to the music of
Oh,
High
no, the
School.
music is really good, except for that, like, that one that didn't make the movie that I think is actually probably really culturally insensitive. Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua'a.
Yeah, they
I
were like,
they
"Let's cut that."
they're like, "Yeah, let's cut that." I don't think this is a good idea, but we're still gonna release it. We did record it. It's time to play the second round of our game. What year which one came out first?
Again, these are, like, so close. And I feel like they came out the same year, but different seasons. I do get that vibe. Something is telling me Wendy Wu came out first.
Okay. And you would be correct. That's another point on the board for Bobby. Now, can you tell me what year either of these movies came out?
Well, I know High School Musical 2 was 2007.
Mhm.
So, Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior had to be 2006.
You are so good at this game.
Yes!
That's another 2
Yes!
points for Bobby.
Finally something I'm good at.
You're really good at this.
I, like, connected
Really
in my
made for you.
it's really like, I'm, like, connecting the dots in my head. Like, when I was saying, "Oh, Cadet Kelly is, like, a pro-military," that was really my thought process.
It's so funny. It's so funny how good you are at this.
Thank you.
Well, I guess, like, something about High School Musical 2, if you don't have anything specifically to say about it. If you do, go ahead.
I think the story is a lot better. The music is a lot better. High School Musical 1 is cute, but the music is a lot better because the cast is actually singing. They don't just get Drew Seeley and some other ghost singer to sing for Gabriella. We get to see their vocal talent or lack thereof, depending on who you ask.
I gotta
Um,
get my own way.
what about us? I was like, "Ooh, y'all really think you're eating it up, don't you?" But I'm glad that it's not someone else singing for you. Also bet on it.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Zac Efron, he gave it his all in that fucking golf course. So good for him. Yeah, I don't know. And Sharpay in this is just absolutely fabulous, for lack of a better word. And also, I love the homoerotic tones of "I Don't Dance."
Honestly, this soundtrack was so it's actually really good. I listened to it last night. I'm like, "Damn, this holds up," which
It's
is surprising for a DCOM.
It is, but it's like hit after hit after hit after hit, like, they weren't missing.
What I think is so funny is that it is so evident with how they promoted this movie. They knew it was going to be a hit.
Mhm,
Let me just drop some facts on you. Okay, so the movie premiered on August 17th, 2007. But prior to that, they had like they were releasing the title songs. What time is it? And I don't remember. I think You Are the Music and Me
mhm.
on Radio Disney from like May, July, before the movie they even came out on Disney Channel,
Oh, wow.
right? Um, and when it did come out, it came out on the 17th. Like the next day, they did this. They played the same movie again, but like the Wildcat Chat version, where they basically had like the pop-up stuff, and like the cast would talk about it in between commercial breaks or something.
Mhm.
And then 2 days later, on the 19th, they had the sing-along version. You had basically 48 hours to learn all the songs.
They said, "We know that you're watching. Go on
Yeah,
ahead and learn those lyrics for us, please."
it's like they were like training you because they had the first showing, and then they played it again the next day, and they're just like, okay, you ready? You heard the songs twice.
5,
And so the
6,
top 5, 6, 7, 8.
They really did. They said, "You're gonna get this choreo, and you're going to get these lyrics." I know this movie just came out 2 days ago. Okay, 2 days to learn.
I,
DVR it.
I thought that was literally so funny. I'm just like, wait, you had 48 hours to learn the lyrics to all of the songs, and we did it.
Even if we were just like, I'm not gonna stop who I am, like, and so you just record it and you're like, I'm gonna get these lyrics. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna
I
play
don't
it.
think this one had a dance along version because there wasn't as much choreography.
Yeah.
I think the first one definitely had a dance along.
For like we're all in this
Yeah,
together and like stick to the status quo and stuff. Yeah.
exactly. I just think it's so funny. Also, like the one in the 18th with the Wildcat chat, they answered questions that were proposed by fans, and I'm just like, what a production nightmare! Can you imagine the PA that probably had to stay up like a solid 24 hours because the movie aired, and then they had to collect all of these poorly worded, grammatically incorrect sentences from thousands of children, and then pick the ones that were spelled properly and had good grammar to then add to some slate to answer questions, or they probably just faked that whole thing. They
I
probably
think
faked the whole thing.
they probably faked it because there's no way that they would have been able to
Yeah.
do that. Um, they probably faked it and they put like cheer girl 47
Yeah.
says blah, blah, so that they can
So
like coach the cast to
yeah,
have their
did fake the whole thing. Then they just bamboozled hundreds of thousands, maybe thousands of children into writing, like taking the time to like write out questions to their favorite actor. Like, Zac Efron, how did you feel when this didn't happen? And
Mhm.
then they're just like, oh, my question wasn't picked. No one's question was picked. It was all a sham.
Yeah, it's all a lie. Because like where would they have been able to submit said questions?
Probably on DisneyChannel.com.
You think they had like a thing up?
They probably did.
Oh, okay. Well, it would have been up for like a day.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been up for like a day.
And then it would, I guess they might, because they could have like drove the
Mhm.
audience to be like, and at the end of the premiere of High School Musical 2, go to disneychannel.com and submit a
Yeah.
question for, okay, yeah. Yeah, they got us. They got us good with that one because they sure did not take any questions.
But now that makes me think about all the things that they did for like New Year's, because they did a New Year's thing all the time, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like film a video of yourself and submit it, and we'll play it. Were they just
Mhm.
all children of production staff?
Probably not with that
Yeah.
because, like, I know the Shake It Up, like, dance contest that they had was real because I've seen people on TikTok show their submission
Uh,
video and, like, show, like, them, like, being on so those were real, but I think for the sake of, like, this premiere thing, that might have been fake.
okay. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I get that.
I don't think they completely misled us.
I just think it's so funny how they so much believed in this movie that they were just like, okay, kids, from the top, you're gonna learn everything in 48 hours. You see this movie twice. Let's go.
Or ask your parents to record it. Better get it break out one of those tapes
Yeah.
and record it.
Those are what I had. That's what I had for High School Musical too.
I love Wendy Wu, but I'm already picking High School Musical
I
2.
agree. Like I love that movie so much. They had all the bops. Like every day. Every day is an underrated song. It's really good.
It is a pretty good song. Like, I don't know. The vocal coaches really
Mhm.
left out with that one because they actually had some vocal prowess in that song. It
What was
is really
the
good.
kitchen song again? I can't remember, but it was good.
We got to work, work,
Work, work
work
this.
this
You're right.
is right. The sun will shine. That was a good one.
But when you really think about it, that movie had no plot. It was
Not
just like it's summer vacation. That's it.
they
That's
go to they're like, "Oh, let's all as a high school decide to go work at this country
yeah. They're all gonna get jobs at this one country club that is not close. That's not even in town.
It is, like, all the way out of town, and it happens to be the same country club that Sharpay's family frequents.
Yeah.
So, like, she's there, obviously not working, and her classmates are essentially her indentured servants for the
Yeah.
whole summer.
The whole summer. And like her whole plan is just like I think her plan was to get Troy a job there so she could be with him all summer. And then somehow by coincidence, Gabriella also got a job there before Troy, I think.
I thought it was, like, Sharpay gets the job for Troy, and then he goes back and tells the rest of the friend group, which happens to be the rest of the high school apparently, like, "Oh, we should all go work at this country club because
That
that's how,
could be
like."
right. That could be right. But all I know is that like Sharpay had her grand plan.
Yeah, she did.
I respect that she had a plan to get this guy. I don't respect the fact that she did it knowing he had a girlfriend and was specifically trying to break them up so she could be with him.
Sharpay has never cared. She has literally never cared. And
No.
honestly, Queenie, I respect that.
I think that was like first that was bad of her. Like, oh my gosh, like don't do that. What the heck?
It was bad of her. But then when she was like, okay, they're all here, I'm still gonna make this work.
But what didn't make sense to me, I'm like, the last thing we saw of you before this movie was you getting with Zeke. What happened to that?
Those cookies weren't enough.
That's what got me. I was just like, okay, literally the last scene of High School Musical is her getting with Zeke, and then that was not no continuity there.
Well, I guess she's like, well, I'll entertain Zeke for right now, but the summer, there's no school interruptions. Gabriella lives at school, so I won't have to deal with her. She'll probably go off to some science camp or whatever. And
Didn't
I can
she, like,
have
leave halfway through to go to like a science camp or like some math seminar thingy?
she leaves because like I forgot what it was, but she's just like, I need to go. Like this environment is too like hectic and crazy for me. So and that's when they sing I gotta go my own way. And she like gives Troy the T necklace with that big ass pink gem on it.
I
Um
mean, like, wouldn't you be kind of done with your boyfriend if like he keeps entertaining Sharpay, like not telling her no?
Literally, I would be like, why every time she invites you out somewhere, why are you going?
Right. I'd be so pissed. I would go my own way too.
I would not come back either. There's no amount of every day of our life. No, I'm not coming back. Like, I would be like, you really are entertaining this girl who was actively not trying to get us together in the first movie. And now, every time she's like, oh, Troy, come to this thing with me, you're like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Are y'all that good of friends?
I wouldn't have stood for it.
I
Mm-mm.
wouldn't have either.
That's not-
Like Troy would have been by his damn self into the next movie too.
Amen. And what do you have to say about Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior?
I just am glad that it was finally Brenda Song getting her solo movie. Brenda Song is we talk about Hilary Duff, we talk about Christy Carlson Romano, we talk about Raven, and those were all definitely queenies of Disney Channel. But Brenda Song is the foundation.
It's true.
She's been there basically since Jump. Been in all these different DCOMs, all these different shows, and she was giving a performance. Her as London Tipton,
Iconic.
iconic. There's something about that was it felt good to me.
We do need a Disney Plus like show about London at 30, just
Yeah.
called Tipton, and then we just like I don't know what the plot would be, but I think it'd be a good show.
I think it should be her and Maddie as like roommates of some kind. Like they're living together. They had their differences when they were younger, but now they live together and they're just like moving through the world. Cause I liked Matt. Like there are not a ton of things that I love Ashley Tisdale in, but I really loved her as Maddie
Mhm.
and also Sharpay. But that would be awesome. But honestly, like I don't remember a ton about this movie, but I do remember like being like, "Oh, okay, Brenda Song is in it." Also, it made me want to try mooncakes, and I still haven't done that, but I would like to.
They're good. Wait, what was it? Where was I gonna go with this? Oh yeah, we're gonna write that pilot, so no one steal our idea.
Don't quit. Get it out of your brain right now.
Exactly. But I guess about Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior, it was praised for having like basically essentially a star-studded Asian cast and having Asian representation for like honestly the first time in Disney Channel. Ooh. But the thing to note was that this movie was very much so about Chinese culture, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Neither of the main leads were Chinese.
Right. What is Brenda Song?
Brenda Song is half Thai, half Hmong.
Ooh, so not even close.
Yeah, and the guy that plays Shen is just fully Japanese. So I'm like, okay, this kind of feels like when people make movies about like a Black American experience and then they cast Black English people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the difference? They're both Black.
It's like
It's like there's like a history behind it, and there's like reasons why maybe these people should be telling the story that's very much based in culture that they are not from.
mm-hmm.
But that's just like my opinion on it. The movie happened. What you gonna do?
It did
And
happen.
like Wendy Wu was a good movie. It was also apparently supposed to have a sequel, but that didn't happen. I don't know why it didn't happen. It didn't. It's one of the best, I think, if not the best, the highest viewed DCOM in Disney Channel Japan, which I'm pretty sure is because of like the Japanese lead.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the movie was mostly filmed in New Zealand.
Okay.
I don't know why, because it's
Why?
set in California and Disney is in California.
There would probably be a lot of space to film because a lot of it was like at her house or
Yeah.
like on the soccer field. And the only thing was like the time when they were in the museum with all the like terracotta warriors.
Yeah. There was really no reason for them to go all the way to New Zealand to film it, but they did.
Good for them. Free trip to New
Yeah,
Zealand.
like they had a good time. They had like a bunch of drama students from like the university I think they filmed on just be extras. So if you were an extra, I don't know why you'd be watching this because you'd be like solid 40 by now.
But if you are, write in. What was your
Yeah,
experience?
tell us.
We'd love to.
And yeah, it's still, I think at the time it was one of the highest viewed DComs in like just in general with 5.7 million viewers. But I think that must have changed by now.
Probably. I would say so. But at this point, because people like knew Brenda Song,
Mhm.
if nothing else from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. So they were like, oh, she got her own movie.
Yeah. Just it was a weird place to set it. Obviously the movie is about like her trying to become homecoming queen. But then there's like an added mystery when for whatever reason like this Chinese monk shows up at her door. It's just like you are going to save the world from an evil spirit, and she's just like the fuck no I'm not.
It's like, that's so good of you to say. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that was that movie. Oh, I remember what I was wanted to say about the Full Court Miracle back when we first started this episode like 20 minutes ago. So the movie was filmed in oh my gosh, in Canada. It's set in December, in Philadelphia though. For whatever reason, there is not a single drop of snow anywhere, and no one is just like it's cold outside.
What?
Right?
In Canada? In December? Well,
It's
they
filmed in Canada. It takes place in Philadelphia in December.
and there's no
Not a single drop of snow anywhere. And it's a Hanukkah movie that's set in at Hanukkah time. And that is what completely ruined the movie for me. Because
yeah,
why is there no snow in December? It's like the end of December too, or at least mid December.
there would definitely be snow in
Yeah.
Philadelphia around
Everyone's
that
just
time.
wearing like a light jacket, and I'm just like, are these people insane? Or is this just a horribly timed movie?
They probably filmed it in the summer and they were just like, well, no need to really commit to the bit.
Yeah.
But
It was just like that was a miss, but the movie itself was pretty good. Okay, but we're gonna get back to business. High School Musical 2.
it moves on.
It's safe to say wins this round, and Bobby gets 3 points for getting not only which movie came first, but what years they both came out.
I'm really proud of myself. Really proud
And
of myself.
Bobby, can I see the next two on the board?
You sure can. Next up, we have The Luck of the Irish and Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century.
Well, on that note, it's time to play our favorite game. Which movie came first?
Oh, God. Okay. I feel like Xenon had to have come out in at least 2000 because Girl of the 21st Century would not make sense after 2000. But Luck of the Irish, I feel like Luck of the Irish is like one of those like weird 2001, 2002 movies. I'm going to say Xenon was first.
You were incorrect for the first time. Luck of the. Oh wait, just kidding. You said Xenon was first.
Yeah.
You were right. You're correct. Sorry.
Hey!
You're right.
Oh, wow, taking me down a peg.
What year did Xenon come out?
I'm going to say 2000.
And what year did Luck of the Irish come out?
I want to say 2001, but 2002 makes. But I feel like they stopped doing DCOMs with just kind of randos as the lead in 2002.
Ah.
Oh, no. I'm gonna say 2001.
Okay, you are right for Luck of the Irish, incorrect for Xenon.
Was Xenon 99?
99.
Yeah, I figured.
You're very close, but that's only 2 points for this round because you got Xenon was first, and you got that Luck of the Irish came out in 2001.
I knew it had to be 99. Damn it.
No,
Because
but that,
2000 would
you
have made sense.
still are doing like absolutely like amazingly, honestly.
Am I doing better than you thought I would be doing?
You're doing better than me. I was getting all of these wrong.
Oh my gosh, I could have applied my logic. I don't know why I didn't think it came out that early, but it also makes sense because I think the first decom came or first like decom proper came out in 97. So 99 makes
True.
sense.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts on either these movies before I say my pieces?
Luck of the Irish comes in a long lineage of
Mhm.
white people playing basketball and decoms. I
It's
don't
true.
know why.
It's true.
This is now the second movie where a lead is playing basketball who is white. And I feel like they were like, well, basketball is a cool sport, but we don't want to just have a bunch of like black kids as the lead because that would be too on the nose. So how about we subvert expectations and have a white person playing basketball?
This is also the I think this might have been the first decom where they're just like, we're going to tie some culture to basketball for whatever reason, because Full Court Miracle is also a culture related decom with basketball at its center. For I don't know why they're just like, this concept works.
I guess they want to be like, basketball is not just for the blacks, okay? It's for everyone. So
It's for all marginalized identities.
Jewish basketball,
Irish basketball.
I mean, good for that. I have quite literally no thoughts on Luck of the Irish. I think
Was Gotta Kick It Up, were they like cheerleaders for the basketball games, or
I think they were like the pep squad
for basketball?
I don't know if it was for basketball.
I don't know what it was for, but if it was happened to be for basketball, it's still tying culture to basketball somehow. Anyway, we're gonna get back to Luck of the Irish. Sorry.
Nothing. I have no more thoughts on Luck of the Irish. I think I might have seen it one time. I know he turns into a leprechaun. That's the whole thing, right?
Yeah. So basically, the plot of this is, I'm just going to read the description that some PA wrote for Disney Channel for Disney Plus. So Kyle, the main character, has always relied on his pot of gold charm to bring him extraordinary luck. But when he loses the charm, he discovers the truth about his background. He is actually part leprechaun. Now, Kyle finds himself in a race against time to defeat the charismatic thief who took the charm. And before he gains control of all the leprechauns, I remember that plot point. So the thief was gonna take control of all the leprechauns. What? Wait, so his charm had some kind of hive mind control of all the leprechauns? What? Wait, I gotta rewatch this movie.
He was some fucking leprechaun king and he didn't know it.
Yeah, yes, so in the process, Guy learns that he's capable of making his own luck.
I feel like if you're Irish, first of all, call in. We're standing by. How do you feel about this movie? Because there's such limited Irish representation, and the one that we do get in a decom, the main character turns.
Apparently, he's the ruler of all the leprechauns. I think he's the prince of the leprechauns and didn't know it. I don't know how does this necklace control all of the leprechauns?
And in like what way? Like, does he have to give commands, or do they just do what does that mean?
I don't know. I have to rewatch this movie, and it's so funny because I watched it every year for my birthday. I don't remember this plot point.
I think you blocked it out. You suppressed it.
Because I really liked the Irish dancing. I thought it looked so much fun.
Yeah, river dancing is super cool. But I'm imagining that his charm, his luck, like gold charm or whatever, is his leprechaun servants doing his bidding, and he doesn't even know it.
I don't think that's it. I think like I don't know what it did, but I know when he lost it, that's when he started to like show as a leprechaun. And like his ears got pointy and his hair turned red,
And he
and that his
said,
mom was tiny. Um, I'm confused.
"Wow."
You know what? All I remember from this movie is the pointy ears, the red hair, the small mom, and then the very end when they're singing "This Land Is Your Land." Which is like literally how the movie ends. It's just like they're just singing "This land is your land, this land is my land," and I don't know how, like, why that happened. But it's just this is how the
They
movie ends.
they really said, "Okay, we need a movie for St. Patrick's Day," and some brave soul was like, "Oh, I got this," and really just was like, "How much shit can I, like, cram into this movie and have it not make sense? No
You
through
want to
line."
know a real fun fact?
Yes, I would love to.
There was actually a remake of this movie in 2014, but for Disney Channel India called Luck Luck Ki Baat. And it was the same plot essentially, but with genies instead of leprechauns.
I don't know which one is worse.
I
I
don't
really don't.
I don't know. I don't know.
That is
I honestly have no thoughts, head empty.
that's a wow.
But I just have a question like if when the kid in that movie loses the charm, does that person take control of all the genies?
I guess, like, you become, like, head genie, I guess?
I don't know. I just don't understand like taking control of all the leprechauns part. Like that part threw me.
What comes with that? What type of authority figure do you
That's
become?
what I'm thinking. Like where's the authority coming from?
I'm confused.
I'm confused, but that's all we got for Luck of the
Oh,
Irish.
luck of
If
the
that was your
Irish.
favorite decom, um, I'm sorry. I guess
I'd like to hear you defend that,
I want
unless
to
it
hear your thoughts and feelings on Luck of the Irish.
and how you're like, "This is the best one."
Yeah, but I guess Xenon. We're gonna go on to Xenon. Um, the actually the movie takes place in 2049, which is like 27 years from now.
It's so far away. This we could all be wearing metallic mini skirts.
Good. I mean, like, I feel like this is still very close to what we are wearing now. It's just the leotard underneath that's throwing me. If you put a
Yeah.
white t-shirt under that, that's what we're wearing now.
Yeah, like, the whole vest and skirt combo from the early 2000s
Is
has
that
definitely made a comeback, so,
yeah.
the morph suits underneath,
It's
maybe
what's
not.
throwing me. But
Yeah.
everything else is still like we're headed in that direction.
Yeah, I could wear that outfit.
I could. We could. We could dress up like this for like Halloween and people would just be like, "Why are you dressed normal? Where's your costume?"
Yeah, they're just like, I'm Xenon." It's like, "Okay, she's the girl of the 21st century. We're in the 21st century, duh."
Oh, but I forgot. I have a mystery image for Bobby.
Oh, Lord.
So, the main character of Luck of the Irish, you probably know him best for Luck of the Irish, but if you were a fan of Pretty Little Liars, you also recognize him
Oh, wow. Okay.
because
That's
he plays Ian, which was Melissa's husband, and I think the first two seasons. I don't remember why when I saw his name, I'm just like, I hate this guy. But when you put the image on the screen, you're going to remember who I'm talking about.
okay. This is I'm shocked. Hold on. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. There he is.
Yeah, that's Ian from Pretty Little Liars, and he was the main character of Luck of the Irish.
Damn, that really is him. That's so crazy. Wow.
Yeah, that's him, and like all grown up. And we hated him. I don't remember what he did, but I just remember seeing the name, and I'm just like, oh my god, I hate that guy.
Was he in more DCOMs? Because I feel like I've seen younger him in more things.
I think he was in another decom that had to do not with mermaids, but with swimming
You
and the
sure
ocean.
you
I
sure it
don't.
wasn't
It was a
the
not well liked one. I don't think they ever played it after they had premiered it once.
Are we positive that it's not the 13th year?
It's not the 13th year. It's a different one.
How How strong do we feel? Oh, he was
I
in Smart House.
He was in Smart House. That's right.
He was in Smart House and yep, that's it. That is pretty he did a lot of direct to video things that literally no one saw, I think. So,
But he still did them.
he was in Final Destination. He was in the Final Destination movies
Yeah,
too.
that he's most known for The Luck of the Irish and also being Melissa's husband.
There he is. There he goes.
I don't remember why we hated him. Did he like hate Spencer or something? Because Spencer was
I
my girl.
I did not watch Pretty Little Liars.
Oh my gosh, I thought you did.
But I just when I was like, "Damn, that really is him," I just kept looking back and forth at the promo and I was like, "Wow, yeah, that is."
But we were supposed to be talking about Xenon. So Xenon, not Warrior Princess. This is Xenon Girl 21st Century.
I
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I think I just like the aesthetic.
I really did like the aesthetic. It's very pretty.
I
Um,
love the future.
I love the future, even though this is honestly 27 years from now. We're gonna be in like our 50s.
Yeah, we are. We will be in our 50s, but I'll be wearing that mini skirt. Who cares? Who's gonna stop me? But for me, I, it's known that I love like food and film, but I love when they use food in like a different way, like a stylized
Yeah.
food. So, like for example, the like dehydrated McDonald's in the first Spy Kids movie,
Mhm.
all the dopamine, all the serotonin. It makes me feel so good. So I love seeing like stylized food
Mhm.
in these types of movies. And so
Yeah.
I think that's why I like Xenon. Also, I went back and listened to that like zoom zoom zoom.
Yeah.
My supernova girl.
Mhm.
Millennials, look at me in my eye. I'm asking you to let go of that song.
It's not
I'm,
good.
it's not bad, but the way that y'all have a
Type it.
vice grip on that song, you were alive for better DCOMs. Don't act like you just didn't know. Like, there's no way you're lashing on a Supernova Girl like that was the best DCOM. Absolutely not. Let go. Let go.
Let go of it. Release it.
Release it. Be free. I
What
release
Oh,
you.
was a really good name for like an artist though.
Yeah, like for like, oh, it's the future. So his name would be something
Protozoa.
futuristic and scientific.
Yeah.
Protozoa.
Protozoa, as if that is not something that's already
A
existed
thing.
way before the future.
Yeah.
Currently exists.
I think they're like future science. So
Yeah. Mitochondria.
they could have made that work.
They could have. The band could have been like Protozoa and the Mitochondria.
Mm. Reboot.
Reboot.
Make it happen. Protozoa and the mitochondria.
Yeah.
But I think those are literally all of my thoughts on it. Raven's in it. It's like one of the first DCOMs I think she was in. Or might have been the first.
Kristen Storm, I think her name is, something like that.
Yeah. And she plays Bonnie.
She does. That's like my mystery image number 2.
Oh, should I pull that up?
Yeah, pull that up. She plays Bonnie in Kim Possible. Which is really funny because oh my goodness. Please, my friend, please stop barking. 1 second. Hey, please knock it off. Thank you. Yeah, I always thought like Bonnie was like half black with a white mom.
And I can see why you would think that.
No. No, not gonna finish that sentence.
I'm just gonna say I can see why you would come to that conclusion, but
I think you said so much by saying so little.
But
I mean, like, she still gives off white mom energy.
she does. I mean, either she's full white with a white mom or half black with a white mom. Either way, a white mom is involved. I know that for a fact.
That's fair. But Xenon, I don't know. Do you remember the plot of it? I know we didn't remember the plot of The Luck of the Irish very well.
I don't remember the plot of Xenon.
That's okay. A PA at Disney has done the work for us.
Shout out to all the PAs.
Shout out to all the PAs. You have a hard job.
You do.
So I'm just going to remind everyone that there was a time, I think probably between 1999 and like 2001, where every single Disney Channel original movie star was playing a 13-year-old. They just were all 13 for whatever reason. So this one's no different. 13-year-old Xenon Carr lives happily with her family on the orbiting space station in the year 2049. But after getting into trouble with the space station's commander, Xenon's parents punish her by grounding her on Earth with her Aunt Judy, Cetus Lapidus. I forgot that was their catchphrase.
Cetus Lapidus?
Cetus Lapidus. That was like their OMG of like 2049. I think we still have some time for it to catch on.
We'll bring it back. Don't worry, we'll bring it back.
On Earth, she has trouble fitting in with the other kids, but luckily she can always talk to her best friend, Nebula Wade, via video phone tablet, which was not a thing when this movie first came out. I'm just saying that.
They got that right.
They got that right. While stuck on Earth, Xenon uncovers a plot to crash the computers of her space station home, putting everyone on it in danger. Calling on the help from Nebula and her new Earth friends, Xenon must find a way to get back home to save her family and the entire space station.
So where the fuck does Protozoa come into all of this?
I feel like that might not be the first movie, because remember there were 3 Xenons.
Oh yeah,
there was Xenon, the Girl of 21st Century, Xenon the Zequel, and then
Z3. Yeah. I think but Protozoa was in the first one.
Are you sure he wasn't in the second one?
That Supernova Girl song, way it grips millennials, I know it was 99, and I know it had to have been in that movie. Let's look it up.
I think it was in the sequel.
It might have been. Yeah, Protozoa. Oh, it says Xenon Girl of the 21st Century.
Wow, I have no idea where that would be a plot point.
It was towards the end, I think. And
I think how it worked was that, like, instead of the virus that was supposed to crash all the computers, it was just like an MP3 file of the song. I don't know.
Honestly, it's kind of worse than a virus, I would say. If I had to guess. But yeah, he's in it. He's only in the first one, too.
I really have no idea where they managed to shoehorn in some kind of futuristic pop star.
This is what it says. It says, in April of 2049, Protozoa's band Microbe is about to become the first rock band to have a rock concert in outer space. Right before he becomes the first rock star to have a concert in outer space, he holds a contest called Dance With Me, where he chooses one lucky fan from Wyndham Space Station to dance with him at his first rock concert in outer space. Both Xenon Carr and Nebula Wade, who are huge fans of Microbe, enter the contest. Protozoa picks 13-year-old Xenon Carr as the winner of the Dance With Me contest. Literally, where would that fit
I have
in,
no idea
in the story?
Where that fits. I don't know where the hell that fits in this plot. I think 2 different PAs worked on the summaries. Like, how does this movie have 2 completely unrelated? Where does this plot come in then?
I don't know. Like, it made it seem like Xenon was like on a mission. She sent to Earth, and as soon as she gets there, she like makes her little friends. She's like, "Oh shit, I gotta get back." Where the fuck does a dance contest?
That's what I'm confused about. Now I have to rewatch this movie. Maybe it doesn't make sense because it was actually originally intended to be a TV series. So I think like a second season that this is one of the plot points, and they're just like, you know what? Let's just put it all in there. Put it all in. It'll make sense. I promise.
I am so confused.
This was back. I want to say this was back when DCOMs didn't make sense, but then again, like High School Musical, which is arguably one of the best ones of all time. The second movie, the plot is just summer vacation.
That's it. Like, there's some subplots in there, but the overarching plot is
summer vacation.
They say it so much as in the first song. What time is it? Summertime.
That's really it. Mm-hmm. But okay, so between these 2 movies, which one do you want to vote for?
I have to go with Xenon off of the strength that The Luck of the Irish, that description broke my brain.
Both of these movies broke our brain.
But one did it worse. And I at least like the aesthetics of Xenon.
That's
so
fair. That's
I'm
fair.
going off the strength of that.
Raven Simone was in this, obviously.
Yeah, she was. Was she in the other ones?
I
Probably
think
not.
so. I think she didn't play a very big role in this one, so then she got a much bigger role in the future one. I think she was in the sequel. The sequel for sure. I don't know about the third one.
No, I think she got replaced because there's a different black girl in Xenon the sequel.
Oh my God. Are you
I
serious?
I think by the because that
Oh,
movie
that's
came out.
probably by the time that's the Raven was on. You're right.
Yeah, I think well, Xenon the sequel came out in 2001, and then Xenon Z3 came out in
Oh yeah, she totally
2004.
was replaced.
Yeah.
How you replace Raven Simone?
I think she got replaced with the girl from The Color of Friendship.
That's right. She did. She did get replaced
Yeah.
by the girl. Oh, they didn't even bother to give her a new name.
They just gave her the same name. They were like, "Oh, this will work."
It's like, girl, remember me? No, I don't. I don't remember you.
You have a completely different face. Completely different. Wow. That's
Yeah,
great. I wonder if they like talked about it because they were both on Kim Possible at the same time. I mean,
it's true. I feel like they did not interact though. There was
probably
no
not.
reason for oh right, Monique was on the dance squad, but also there's not like they were recording in the same room.
Yeah, probably not because they both weren't on the show consistent enough to warrant having to like be in the same room. Like maybe Kristen Carlson Romano and Will
Fair.
Friedle.
All right, so we're gonna push through Xenon.
Yeah, I mean, against anything else, I don't know if Xenon would have really done all that well,
Uh,
but Luck of the Irish is just that bad. So,
I mean, I got beef with it. I just don't understand that plot that I somehow don't remember, and then also the ending that is just this land is your land, this land is my land.
and they said, yeah, that's a good ending. That the kids will get it. And
I think it was about like him finding his culture and then like accept he didn't know he was Irish. It's just like it was like yeah. So honey, I have to tell you something. We're Irish, and he's like, what?
first of all, imagine a family coming out to their kid being like, "Oh, we're American." What? What the fuck? Why don't you tell your kid that?
Like, yeah, they didn't tell him he was Irish, so he was just like finding out then. And for whatever reason, being Irish means you're also half leprechaun. We're not going to get into it. Anyway, the next two shows on the board, or
And
movies on the board.
next two movies up, we have the Even Stevens movie and Go Figure. I remember when the Even Stevens movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
So it had to have been like kind of at that weird kind of crossover period
Mm-hmm.
from the Even Stevens, Lizzie McGuire era to like the That's a Raven era. So my mind is telling me like 2003, 2004, but it could have been 2002
Mm-hmm.
because Chris Carlson Romano was like phasing out of Disney Channel.
Yeah, five.
Okay, I'm gonna say Go Figure was first.
This is her first loss for Bobby.
Damn it.
Even Stevens' movie was first. What year did either of these movies come out?
My ego is shot. I think Even Stevens' movie came out in 2002.
2003. What year did Go Figure come out?
Uh, wait, which one came out first? Did we say?
Even Stevens.
Okay, so that one came out in 2003. So Go Figure came out in like 2004.
2005. I'm so sorry, Bobby.
I got too big for my britches. I need to.
You're doing really, really well, though. I feel like you still will continue to do well. Just one mess up isn't bad.
Go Figure was just so like forgettable. 2005.
Listen, don't say that. I freaking loved Go Figure.
I really thought when I saw Go Figure, I thought this was you know what movie I thought of? Ice Princess with Michelle
I wish
Trachtenberg.
they came out the same year.
Probably. Like it was a big year for figure skating.
It
But
was.
I who's the lead? By that time they were only doing DCOMs with like stars from other things. Who is it? Who is she?
Well, she wasn't a star from other things, but after this movie, she did go on to be a main character in Eureka on Sci-Fi.
Okay.
Anyway, I loved Go Figure because I obviously loved ice skating.
Mhm.
I would watch Go Figure and Ice Princess like all the time, and that's how I learned how to ice skate because I never took lessons. I just watched those movies again and again, and I was just like, I got it now, and I did it.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
crazy. You just that's like a superpower. You just watch shit and learn how to do stuff. Like you said that you learned how to do a cartwheel from Stanley of all things.
No, I learned how to do a cartwheel from watching Boots do it in the beginning
Of
of
Dora.
Dora the Explorer, and I learned how to do the monkey bars
Monkey
from watching
bars.
Stanley. I learned how to do a one-handed cartwheel by watching Lizzie McGuire.
I used to know how to do a one-handed cartwheel, and then I got tits, and that stopped very quickly. But yeah, that's impressive. That's a skill. You just watch something and you just know how to do it.
It's fun.
It was fun. It is fun.
I was not a fan of Even Stevens, the show or the movie.
This one's hard because I this show was fine, but I remember
The
really
show was
like
fine.
yeah, it was fine. Like I don't know, but remember for whatever reason really liking the movie. Um, I don't know why, and I think it might have premiered in tandem with something else.
Mhm.
I think I just liked Christy Carlson Romano because she played Kim Possible. And so I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll watch this." And I think even Stevens was like ending right as I was watching Disney Channel consistently, so I didn't really
Yeah.
have any skin in that game. But I like the movie. I like the premise of them like being on an island and like having to get off of it. I don't know.
Like if I wanted to watch like siblings have a weird relationship with each other, not like I think they're just like, oh, Ren is really strict and then Steven is just like weird.
Mhm.
Like I just preferred the brother dynamics of Boy Meets World, so I would just watch that instead.
Just go with a different Kim Possible co-star with Will
Yeah.
Friedle.
Yeah, essentially. I'm like, I preferred the one with Ron as the brother.
Yeah, even though Ron was the better bro I don't get me started because I feel like I've been seeing more Corey Matthews slander, like, on Twitter, and it just is so pleasing to me. It's so I'm glad that we're all finally realizing that this little piece of shit was awful. He was terrible. A terrible brother, a terrible friend, a terrible boyfriend, whatever. That's not what we're talking about, but
Basically, he just sucked. He
he
sucked.
sucked so bad, so selfish, but whatever.
Yeah. The Even Stevens movie was a movie that you're just like, why did this happen? And why was it like this? So basically what happens is this Even Stevens, they win some kind of like um prize to go to this to go have like a all expenses paid vacation um on the off the coast of California somewhere, like a small country that no one's ever heard of. And it actually is just like a reality TV prank show that's supposed to make their summer vacation absolutely horrible. And I'm like, okay, I guess.
It is terrible. They do have a bad time on there, on that
Oh yeah,
island.
they have like a really bad time because I think like they get convinced that there's like natives on the island that are trying to kill them. And I'm like, why was that a plot point? That
Oh, I
was
didn't even remember
so
that, but
weird.
I also wouldn't put it past an early 2000s movie to have that type of, like, imagery.
I'm like, that was a weird choice. If not, if it wasn't natives trying to kill them, it was definitely like some kind of like curse of like the natives that was after them or something.
And it's like, maybe don't go to that island.
It's like this is like that was a weird, it's a weird choice.
Also, if it's like a game show, just have shit go wrong for them. You don't have to put a curse on them or have it
That was like one of the things. It was just, remember they were thinking it was just a regular vacation, and then that bad thing happened. They're just like, oh my god, how did this happen?
no, that's what I mean, like, if you're like a game show, don't have, like, some type of indescript native curse be one of the things you do to torment these people. Just, like, put a bug in their food or, like, I don't know,
Oh
put
yeah,
it in
okay,
a
I see
quicksand,
what you're
something like
saying.
that, like, have it be more just like, "Wow, this shit is objectively wrong," versus, like, culturally insensitive.
I just didn't think this movie was all that good.
To be fair, I don't have strong feelings
Mhm.
on either of these movies. So I am willing to like sacrifice even Stevens movie for Go Figure. Like
If you are someone that did not obsessively fixate on ice skating at some point in your life, you probably don't remember anything about this movie. But basically, this girl. like her whole life is figure skating, and she wants to train with like this really great coach, but the only way she can do that is if she goes to the super private school. And for that school there's only one scholarship, and it's to be on the hockey team. So she joins the hockey team, and she just so she can have this coach. But the girls on her hockey team are just like, oh, we hate the figure skating girls, like they're just so girly, they suck. And she's just like, haha, that's right, they suck. I don't know why I'd want to be one of them.
I hate them too, yeah,
Yeah,
right? Besties?
right. So it's just like her having to pretend to be into hockey, but also live her dream of being an ice professional like figure skater.
Good on her for being able to get a scholarship for a sport she has never played.
Right, right. That was pretty impressive.
That's impressive. She was just like, "I just know how to figure skate, so I'm just gonna apply that logic to
Mhm.
this and just be good enough to get a scholarship."
Exactly. So good on her.
Rigging the system. That's right.
So this is for all of you blondies that are just crying about your only smart blonde representation being taken away. You got Elle Woods and you get this girl. So dry those tears and move on.
Yeah, you got a couple white girls with blonde hair. I think you can figure it out. And you also, if you wanted to make your own, you have a better chance of doing it than either of us. So
True.
figure it out.
And I think it's goes without saying. And go figure. Goes on to the next round because I just really did not care for Even Stevens to begin with.
That's fair. I do like the movie. I just haven't the strength to defend it, and that's okay. That's okay. I don't have it in me to defend that movie because let's be real, I don't remember a lot of it. So it's
Also, like it's starring Shia LaBeouf, and yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm sorry, Christy. I love your podcast with Will Friedle, but like that's a tough one, babe. That's a tough one.
tough one. It's a toughie for sure.
It's a toughie, Christy.
The next two on the board.
Next to up, we have
We got Gotta Kick It Up versus Read It and Weep. And with those two names, we have to play which one came first.
which one came first? I will say I'm feeling a little bit more confident about this
Okay.
one.
I believe in you. I really do. You've been
I
blowing me away.
I know that Gotta Kick It Up came first.
Okay, that is correct. So you get a point for that.
And
Now, which year did it come out if you know it came first?
I'm I'm gonna say 2002.
Okay. What year did Read It and Weep come out?
Something that's giving me 2004 vibes. I'm getting a strong 2004 vibe. It could be 2005, but something is telling me I don't know if the Panabakers were on Disney Channel in 2004. They definitely were for 2005. Whenever Stuck in the Suburbs came out, I feel like Reading and Weep wasn't too far after that. You know what? To be safe, I'm going to say 2005.
Okay. So Gotta Kick It Up did come out in 2002.
Okay.
Read It and Weep came out in 2006.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's 2 points for Bobby for that round.
But we're back in it. We're back in it.
We're back in it. Yes.
We're back in it. Okay. My confidence is back because I was real nervous. I was real nervous, but I knew Gotta Kick It Up. I can always tell from the graphics too.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
That's been helping. And I think even Stevens and Go Figure, I don't know why
It
Go
threw you
Figure,
off.
yeah, it threw me off because Go Figure looked a lot older.
It's just the stylization of it.
Because it looked like the Luck of the Irish ones, like that era where there was like a no name talent. Well, she's not no name, but no name in a Disney Channel context.
Yeah.
But
Gotta Kick It Up was fairly unique in that like America Ferrera was in this.
yeah, she was. This was like
was this before Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants? Probably.
I think it was post Real Women Have Curves, pre Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. Or it might have been like around the same time. I know Real Women Have Curves was like around this time for sure.
But this
Yeah.
was like a completely Latina-led movie. Well, not behind the scenes. I'm pretty sure like the director was like a Hispanic guy, but still, I mean, like we got a Latin person leading behind the scenes at least, because that's not something that happens very often. But like all these girls were amazing, and I remember really loving this movie, even
Mhm.
though like I could never do cheerleading. But how did you feel about it, former cheerleader?
I love Gotta Kick It Up. I the whole, like, "Si se puede, si se puede." Oh my gosh, it was so and I also like the main girl because she gave me Camille from Bring It On, All or Nothing vibes, Solange's characters,
Okay.
basically being like, "I'm very protective of my team and everything, and I'm not gonna let this fucking, like, white teacher come in here and change up our style and everything." I don't know, and I don't think that they were, like, cheerleaders proper, I think they were more like dance team.
Yeah, they were a dance team.
But I loved Gotta Kick It Up, and I actually wanna watch it again because 'cause it's been a while.
I remember she had, like, this boyfriend that was so dedicated to her that, like, ran a whole, like, fundraiser car wash for her
Mhm.
because she needed money, and he was just like, "Oh, I brought some cars for you," and they were just, like, a long line of completely filthy cars for her to wash, and I was just like, "Oh my god, he
Really?
cares, that's so sweet."
He really did care. Also, I think the teacher was played by none other than Susan Egan, who was also the voice of Meg in Hercules.
Oh,
Also
you know
played
what? I hear it,
on
I hear
on
it.
Broadway. Yeah. I think that's, like, one of the only, like, camera,
Mm.
like, live action roles that I've seen her in.
Wow, of all the roles, just the teacher and Gotta Kick It Up. I
I
also
guess
really love the poster for it, it's very cute.
it's dynamic. I like the dots. I like the logo a lot. I like them, like, "Yeah." I like
Yeah,
that.
this is good.
Mhm.
Good
Yeah.
job, graphic designer, whoever you are.
Wherever you are out there,
Yeah.
give it up. Gotta kick it up for the designer, am I right?
And for Read It and Weep, I remember really loving this movie. If not for just the insert song by Jordan Pruitt, "Outside Looking In."
You're just a big Jordan Pruitt fan.
It was a really good song.
I don't doubt that, but also I don't remember it, so
Oh my gosh, you should look it up. It's just like she's just singing about like being her own best friend and like feeling like the outsider. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me.
Oh my lord. Oh gosh.
Shut up. Um,
Eh.
anyway, this was when they were like really pushing the Panda Bakers on us. They were just
They
like, going to be the next big Disney Channel duo. Just wait, and then like they gave us a few good movies and then dipped.
I feel like we got a lot with Danielle, who's the older sister,
Mhm.
because she was in Stuck in the Suburbs, she was in Sky High, and she was in
Kay
this.
was in, Life is Rough with Kyle Massey.
Yeah, she was, and this was, like, the one that she, like, led by herself. Well, not by
Right.
herself, because her sister was there.
She was
But
in
yeah,
another one I don't know if this was a DCOM though. There was one about, like, her brother dying and giving up his heart.
that definitely was not a decom. I was
But you know what
going
I'm talking about, right?
I think so? Hold on. Oh, and apparently now, as listed by Google, she's a zoologist.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
Good for you,
You know
okay?
what? She has, like, naturally Sadie vibes. I get that, I get that.
Oh my gosh, that is such a deep cut. But yeah, she was read it and she was in Cyberbully.
Okay, that's
Uh,
not the one with Emily Osment.
no, she was in The Prince and the Pauper with the Sprouse twins.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
She was in Fame.
Which one was the one where her brother gets hit by a car and gives up his heart?
I have no idea.
Gives
No,
up his heart. He was an organ donor.
I have literally no idea. But apparently, she was in Monsters Inc.
I
She
mean,
did a lot of voice work.
I don't know. You know what? Good for you, Kate Baker. Good for you. But in this movie, basically, she gets her diary published from a writing competition completely by accident. And it becomes like a best selling book. And she goes on like talk shows, like reality shows. She becomes super famous basically overnight. And then everything starts to fall apart for her, where she accidentally lets it slip that the main villain of the book is based on someone she knows in her real life.
Mm.
And then people from her school start to realize, oh my gosh, this is me. This is me. She was talking about me in this book. We all hate her now.
Honestly, like, they have a right to be upset, but
Yeah.
I was like, "She wrote about me? She put me in her book? I'm important enough to put in the book?" Like, I get slandered, but hey, airtime is airtime.
Yeah, so I think it was actually a very good decom. It's better than Rebel for sure.
Oh my god, yeah, way better than that, but there's many things that can be better than Radio Rebel, to be fair.
It's true. It's true. And basically her sister Danielle plays her alter ego Is, who's like somewhat her conscious, but really just like the idealized version of herself that plays almost like the animated Lizzie role in her life. Um,
Mhm.
kind of basically like dramatizing it somewhat. And at some point, like is basically has like a mind of her own, is trying to like make Kay's character be more like her until she's just like, no, I want to be dorky like I normally am, and just embraces up being kind of a loser.
Go
Like,
off, queen.
okay, go off, give up all that fame and money and secure financial stability for Jason Dolly, but okay.
Oh, girl, have respect yourself. I mean, he was, like, cute for the time, but don't give up some good shit for Jason Doll. Okay, good
But
for her.
no shade to Jason. Actually, it's kind of shading.
A little shade to Jason Dolly, but I
I can
assume
shade him because like he did get like basically get many Disney checks following this movie.
he was fine. He was in Minutemen, he was in Cory in the House, he was good. He's
He was
good.
in Cory in the House. He was in Good Luck Charlie.
Yeah, he was. He's
He
fine.
was fine.
He's fine. He doesn't need us slandering him. He's got the checks.
Yeah, but which I think I do love Read and Weep, but I do feel like gotta kick it up.
It had a little bit more spice.
It did have spice.
It was just and, like, I just think, like, the story was better. I think the conflicts were a little bit better. I think it's, like, it's well acted too.
Yeah,
Like, like, that's what I mean by spice. I'm not going on, like, a stereotypical, like, "Oh, it has Latina, so it has spice." It's like, it's just a better movie, I think.
it's just the conflicts were better. It was just honestly better because the conflict in Read and Weep is just that she accidentally tells on herself, and then the people that were now flocking her because she was famous are now mad at her,
Yeah. Which, like, I get it. It's fair, makes sense.
which is fine. But then, like in contrast to losing your favorite extracurricular activity and all the friends that came with it, kind of means a little bit more.
Kinda means a little bit more, and then the conflict with her and the teacher,
Yeah, and like
like
kind of on and off feeling with her boyfriend, and people are failing classes and they don't feel confident, and because it's not like a very rich school, so like they're constantly fighting for money to go into competitions.
it's just a lot more it's like a more realistic. Like those are some problems that like in theory a lot of people would be having at that age
It's true.
versus having their diary get picked up and getting a bunch of money and then you are the one who fucks all that up.
Yeah, like you ruined your own bag, lady. I don't know what
You
to
got
say.
in your own way and you're expecting us to feel
That
bad
song
for
did
you?
go off though.
Okay, but was Jordan Pruitt in the movie?
No, she was not. She
Okay.
was in all the commercials, and all the commercials, I mean the one music video they played all the time.
And you were there seated every single time they
I
played it.
was. I was singing along.
There you were. And that's so good for you. I love that for you.
In our last pairing of this episode,
Is
Cowbells versus the 13th year. And it's going to be our last round of which one came first.
okay. Feeling good about this one
Yeah,
too. 13th year, I know had to have come out before Cowbells.
you are absolutely right there.
Okay. For whatever reason, I do know that Cowbells was 2006.
And what year was the 13th year?
God. All right, let's go. Let's dissect this graphic. Based off of the haircut, which is a little bit of a bowl cut, but with a part, I'm going to say that this was maybe. I'm thinking 2001.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, so Cowbells miraculously did come out in 2006, but the 13th year came out in 1999. Right? Right?
What? The 99 one's fucking me up every single time. I just keep forgetting that they were releasing shit in
They
99.
were releasing stuff in 1999. I'm pretty sure Halloween Town came out in 1999.
It did. The first one did come out in 99. Wow. Yeah, if we would have played this the first round, woof. Those 99 movies would have whipped my ass.
They really would have. There weren't many of them. It just so happens that they just played these specific ones all the time.
They were like, these have stood the test of time. These are the ones.
Exactly. And I
Those
don't know what about the 13th year because the acting was not good.
No, I think they were just like, "Oh, he turns into a mermaid." People like mermaids, right? They like
Yeah.
Ariel.
Like I feel like it was revolutionary at the time. I think kind of still now because you don't see mer guys very often.
Yeah, mermen are not like too big
No.
in media all that much. I just remember he just got real scaly first. He just
Yeah.
got a scale, and then he gets the fin like in the last shot where he does like the like dive out of the
Yeah.
water.
But he gets like scaly and like his feet start to get webbed, but he doesn't get the full tail. You're right until like the very last scene.
And he gets all the
Mhm.
disadvantages, I would say, of being a mer person, and then doesn't get the cool thing until the very end,
Right.
and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm okay with this
Being
now."
actively hunted by just some random dude.
You're 13 and you're being hunted as you have been given this thing that you didn't want in the first place. Ugh.
That's like a wild plot point that there was just like honestly a full grown man that was trying to kill him.
Trying to take him out, trying to, like, eh,
Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. How did they allow that?
they were just like, "Oh, it'll be fine." It's like
Like, he won't actually get murdered. It's just that this guy is actively hunting him.
that's not a good thing, guys, I would say. Not a good thing.
No, I mean, that's
Bad.
really funny though. In hindsight, it is funny that this man is hunting him. And it's directed by Dwayne Dunham, who also directed Halloween Town.
Oh, wow. Look
You
at
asked,
you.
no, he is not black. I did look it up.
Yeah, I figured. But you know what, Dwayne? Good on you for getting one good movie in 1999, and it was not this one. It was Halloween Town. Good on you.
Yeah. And cowbells. Okay, I want to hear your thoughts before I go in.
I remember really liking Cowbells because I loved Allie and AJ, the Mashakas. Those are my girlies.
Breakup song.
The first of all, both versions of that song are on my playlist to this day. The first one, and then the day that the explicit version came out, I saw Jesus. So I love them down. Also, they did a cover of "Do You Believe in Magic" for the Return to Neverland sequel of Peter Pan that no one saw but me. So
So, you could have just said that was for Now You See Me, and I would have believed you.
yeah, I know. I
Or
know.
Now
That's
You
how I
See
was
Me.
that's how I was like, no one else saw it. Um, this movie just feels like I forgot oh my gosh, what was the name of it? That show with Paris Hilton and Nicole
Simple.
Richie, The Simple Life. It just
You want
feels
to know
like
why it feels like it? It's because it was inspired by it.
I knew it. I fucking because
Yeah,
I was like, this is just The Simple Life.
it is. It is literally just the simple life starring Allie and AJ.
I love that. I love that. I don't know. I remember really liking this movie.
Yeah, because it's already they knew it was going to work because the reality show starring Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie worked, and now they're just going to put their own like basically actual sisters because at the time Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie were basically sisters,
Mhm.
but real life blonde sisters that were based at this point like up and coming Disney royalty. Why not just cast them?
That'll work. It'll be fine.
And basically, it's not the same plot of Simple Life, obviously. But with this one, it's just that these sisters, they're super rich and they almost burnt down their house because because they were like cooking or something and then someone was like, "Oh my gosh, like this thing is on sale at the mall. That's so crazy." And they got so excited they just like threw the dish rag on the on stove and burnt the kitchen and almost the rest of the house down. And
Wow.
the dad was just like, "Oh my God, you're so irresponsible. I'm going to go on vacation and you have to run the family business."
And the family business is dairy.
Dairy, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to go on vacation and they're going to be in charge of the family business and they almost burnt your house down. But I don't think they actually were in charge of it. I think they just worked at the like dairy
Like dairy
factory.
farm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember like one of the big issues with the not movie, or I guess conflicts,
Hmm.
was that they tried to like cut time and they ended up putting like the wrong expiration date on like so many cartons of milk. And
Oh
they
gosh.
lost like
Yeah.
so much revenue from that.
And they fucked it up. Again, why would their dad leave them in charge of, like, just make them work? Don't put them
I
in
think
charge
they
of
did
anything.
work. I think I was wrong. They didn't run a family business. They had to do summer jobs at the family business, but they still managed to fuck that up.
Don't put them in any like position to make decisions. Just make them work.
They managed to mess that up, and they're just like, "Oh my gosh,
Oh,
I'm not gonna
whoops.
be popular if I work at a dairy farm." Like, okay, that's not my problem. I'm on vacation.
It's like, all right, I'll see you when I get back. Bye. Like,
Yeah.
it's got nothing to do with me.
And
I
I
got
think they became better people at the end. I don't know if that happened in The Simple Life though.
I mean, from what I understand, like Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton are pretty chill now. So maybe. I don't know. I just remember the one scene from The Simple Life because they were like playing characters,
Mhm,
and there was one scene where this guy, they were learning to do something, and the guy was like treating them like they were like dumb,
mhm.
and she was just like, if you like, Nicole Richie was telling the dude like, if you call me or her dumb one more fucking time, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. So she like broke character to be like, stop treating us like we're stupid, like cut that shit out.
That's so funny. So Lionel Richie's her dad. She doesn't fuck up. She
No,
doesn't fuck around.
she didn't fuck around. She was like, "I will beat your fucking ass if you
Yeah.
call me dumb or her dumb one more time." I said, "Go off, queen." But
I think that's absolutely hilarious because like she's not black, but her dad is.
and she had some strong feelings. She said her piece.
Can you just imagine her saying that? She'd be like, "Okay, all right, I got you, I got you."
He didn't mess with them anymore after that. Like he was just like, oh, "Okay, like I'm sorry, I'm sorry." She was dead ass serious
I
too.
know. That's what makes it funnier because she was so serious.
And she probably could have done it too. Like she's itty bitty, but she could have figured it out.
No, I believe in her. I
I,
believe in her.
I would have liked to see it.
I mean, I don't relate because I am a tall person.
You see how you laughed at the end of that? You see how you couldn't get the rest of that shit out?
Anyway, I feel like
Yeah, anyway.
clear winner between Cowbells and the 13th year, even though they did play the 13th year way more often than they ever played Cowbells.
Way too much. And that's why I thought it was a movie tied to a holiday off
No,
the strength of how much they played that shit.
they just played it all the time. And for why? They had better DCOMs.
They didn't care.
This is not tied to a holiday. This was just a mer kid.
He just gets a fin and he's dealing with that. And he's just like, oh,
I
I
mean,
got
like,
a
I
fin.
think it must have meant a lot to guys that really wanted to be into mermaids the way girls were allowed to be into mermaids. This was just like a kid that, like, yeah, I'm a mermaid, and what about it?
And that's who I am.
Mhm.
And I'm being poached by some random man. And I'm dealing with that. End of movie.
Yeah, that's how that went. Like, we're not even joking. It's just like, yeah, I'm realizing now, as upon my 13th birthday, I am a mermaid,
Hmm.
and then also I am being hunted. The end.
And I'm becoming a mermaid in not like an aquamarine or like H2O way,
Like,
like
it's
where I just have
actively killing me to not be in the ocean.
it is happening in pieces. I'm becoming scaly and slimy. My feet are turning into fins.
I can talk to fish.
I can talk to fish. I'm getting gills.
Yeah, also, I can't breathe air anymore, and I must get to the ocean or I will die here.
Die. They really wanted him to suffer. And I know that that was probably an allegory for puberty, but I'm like, I don't know, puberty sucks, but it's not that damn bad.
Like, they're certainly not that bad at all. Like,
They
oh,
really
you
made him
poor
suffer.
thing, you're actively dying.
Whoops. Guess it's,
Yeah.
it's puberty. Whoops.
Yeah, this is basically like the only like note I feel bad saying that notable project that the actor did do. His name is Ches Starbuck. I don't know if he's related to the Starbucks. It's just a fun last name.
Okay.
He was only in like a couple of commercials before the 13th year. Arguably, I'd say you could tell.
Was the acting ability great?
He was no Max Keeble, that's for sure.
No, Max Keeble, that man, that boy, he was like, I'm gonna get a check. Okay.
Yeah.
One thing about me, I'm gonna get a check and it's gonna be from Disney Channel.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I think they fumbled the bag not putting him in more stuff because that kid was a good actor.
He was a good actor. I think he might have just like aged out because he was in a lot of stuff in like the early years. And then by the time like the Disney Channel Circle of Stars came around, they
He
didn't
was
put him on a TV show. That's the problem.
right. I think he couldn't play second fiddle to anyone because he would just be like so much better.
And he's just so he was like a big personality.
Yeah, and he was so tiny.
He had to be. He
Yeah.
had to be a big personality. It made sense. He was fighting.
Like if you watched Full Court Miracle, that kid, he's maybe about like 4 feet. He acts like he's like 6 foot. Like
Yeah.
how he's just like walking up to like the NBA players, just like oh, like basically like asked him to like, oh, let me throw three throws, oh my god, free throws with you. And I'm just like, this is a full grown ass man. You can't just go up talking to him like that.
It's like you gotta like have some decorum, Max. He didn't care. He did not care.
This is again a shameless plug of Full Court Miracle, which is like definitely a top Disney Channel original movie of mine now. But that is the end of round one,
One.
and we're gonna have a short break as we shuffle our winners. Do we have any saves we want to do? Because we do still have 2 saves.
We do. I mean, if we like wanted to save like Wendy Wu and maybe the Even Stevens movie, but those are the only two I think we would even consider saving.
Really want to save Read It and Weep.
Oh, okay. Go off. Because you get a save and I get a save. I'm saving the Even Stevens movie.
Okay.
Because I did like it. I remember liking it. I
Okay.
mean, in theory, I probably should say Wendy Wu, but
I mean, I love that they finally did do a movie with Asian representation. I don't know why they tied it to Chinese culture with neither of the leads being Chinese. They
they,
could have just picked Japanese culture.
they could have. They just went halvesies on it.
They really could have.
It wouldn't have been that difficult, I don't think, to just adapt it to like a tale from Japanese lore.
Probably wouldn't have, honestly.
They
Like
just were
you
like,
cast like the male lead as Japanese anyway. It was like the best selling DCOM of Japan, so seems
sorry,
like a missed opportunity. I don't even think they have Disney Channel China. So they could have just done like a Disney Channel Japan movie, but
who are we? Who are we?
we are just people that talk about movies and television on the internet, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah, but I unfortunately I think I am going to save the Even
I
Stevens.
mean, that's your opinion.
I'm
Well, sorry, go
no,
ahead.
no, actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll save Wendy.
You're gonna say Wendy Wu instead?
I'll save Wendy Wu instead because I don't need y'all. I already feel it in the comments. I'm predicting the future. I don't need y'all dragging me.
You can see into the future.
I love Christy Carlson Romano. That's my girl, but I gotta save Wendy. I'll save Wendy.
Well, that makes our top 8 now: Cheetah Girls, High School Musical 2, Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century, Go Figure, Gotta Kick It Up, Cowbells, Read It and Weep, and Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior. We will be back in a bit with the final round, basically.
Pretty much,
Final
yeah.
round, yeah.
Let's get our top 4.
Yeah. We see you in a bit. And we are back with round two of DCOMs part two.
Mhm.
This is gonna be a bit painful for us, but it is the last round, so this doesn't have to hurt for a long time.
Nope. It's gonna be quick, very quick.
Mhm.
All right,
We
we
are
ready?
finishing with the top four. This one's going to be shorter than our other ones, but also just as long.
Yeah, the first round is always the longest, no matter how many we do. So, but yeah. All right, our first two up, we have Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior versus Go Figure.
I don't know.
I have my answer.
I know you're gonna say Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior.
I'm leaving this one up to you, but I have my answer, and it's Wendy Wu.
No,
Because I support Brenda Song. I'm guessing you don't support Brenda Song.
do support Brenda Song. We love our Time Lung Queen.
Me too. Should she have gotten a better story? Perhaps.
I think like she tells everyone that Shen is her cousin and then ends up dating him at the end. So I don't know if everyone was just like very okay with that or they were just like, okay.
There was one person who was like, "Did you say that was your cousin?"
Right.
Only one person remembers, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like no, that's not what they said." It's like she absolutely said that. I remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she introduced Shen as her cousin.
Cousin.
Now
Yes.
they seem to have this like weird feelings.
Very
Whatever,
Alabama.
I guess. Um, man, am I gonna give in to peer pressure and go with Wendy Wu?
Oh my gosh. As if you've ever given in to peer pressure with
Oh, I love ice skating, but I do think that Ice Princess was more of my favorite than Go
and
Figure.
yeah. I loved Ice Princess.
I did love that one.
It's really good.
So I'll go with Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior.
Aha, my one instance of peer pressure actually working out for me. Finally. It's about GD time. Ugh, where was this? What I needed Hey Arnold to go through. Where was this?
Because Codename Kids Next Door had two black leads and we're not gonna rehash it.
No, I'm not gonna get it because I'm gonna get pissed again. I'm gonna get real upset again because I was upset in that moment. Like I was angry. Oh my gosh. Don't want to revisit that anger. Anyways, moving on. Next round, we got Two in My Face, Gotta Kick It Up versus High School Musical
Oh,
2.
this hurts. It hurts because I loved Gotta Kick It Up, but I know I'm picking High School Musical too.
Yes. It's like I'm crying as I execute Gotta Kick It Up. It hurts me.
It hurts. It's like that one tweet that's just like when you gotta kill Tony Hawk in the race
Race
war. And he's just like very understanding about it. It's just like
He's
that's
like,
making it harder.
he's like, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
Tony, no, Tony.
It's
This
like
is
I
why,
know I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
like, I'm shooting, but I'm turning away.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Gotta Kick It Up, but it's High School Musical 2.
I gotta go my own way. What about us? What about all the things we've been through? But what
What
about us? You know, I
about I
never
never
wanted
wanted
to.
to hurt you. What about me?
What am I supposed to do? Maybe you should stop hanging out with the girl that's actively trying to break us up. It's actually very simple, Troy.
Quit being so fucking obtuse, Troy. You know what it is. You know
Like,
the vibe.
are you that naturally obtuse, or is that a skill?
Like, you dumb for real, or what is it? What are we doing?
Like, I don't know. Like, whatever. Even though that whole debacle is probably like a subplot of the movie whose entire plot is just it's summer vacation. Um, I did thoroughly enjoy it. I enjoyed all the songs.
It was all the songs, all the
Can
dancing.
you name all the songs on the track list? Can I think we can try this.
We sure can. Let's see. Opening song was What Time Is
What
It?
time is it?
Summertime. The
Isn't Fabulous the next song?
either Fabulous or Work It Out is the next song. So one of those two.
Yeah.
So Work It Out, Fabulous, or Fabulous Work It Out.
You Are the Music in Me. I
Mhm.
think the Troy and Gabriella version is
Yeah.
next, and at some point there's the Sharpay version, which is also with Troy, I think.
Yeah, which he's like, does he ever sing in it? Or is he just there in the
I
scene?
think he's like he's doing the anxious singing where he's like, I'm not sure what's going on, but I know the words.
Yeah, I think that comes at the end of the movie though. Like it's a little bit like a ways away.
Yeah, it is much farther along, but it's there.
It is there. It's
So
somewhere.
are we up to 4 or 5? I lost count.
Well, okay. What time is it? Summertime.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Work it out.
You know,
You are the music and me, Troy and
yeah.
Gabriella. You are
You
the
are the
music,
music and me, Sharpay, maybe Troy.
maybe Troy.
Uh,
Um,
I don't dance is sung at some point.
I don't dance. Bet on it.
Bet on it. That's right.
Um, every day. Like the
Every
last,
day, gotta go my own way as well.
gotta go my own way. I feel like
Uh,
there's like another like
there
mini.
probably is another song. It's just obviously not one of the good ones.
The last, all for one. Everybody all for one.
This summer has just begun. Right. I think that's everything. Let's see how good we are
To the rhythm of the drum, we're gonna have fun.
to soundtrack. If we're including Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua. Oh my gosh, we got all of them.
Look at us, super fans. We were there for
We
the 2
were
screenings and the sing along.
right.
All 3 nights we were there.
Okay, so it's just Sharpay singing "You Are the Music and Me." Troy is just physically there.
Yeah, I think he was just physically there in the scene, but he was just like, "Oh, what's going?" Because then he stops and he's like, "No, Sharpay." That's the first
We
time he stands up to
also
her.
almost, I think we got it in the exact order too. What time is it? Fabulous. Work this out. You Are the Music and Me, Troy and Gabriella. It's I Don't Dance next, and then it's You Are the Music and Me, Sharpay. Gotta go my own way. Bet on it every day. All for one. Humu humu nuku nuku apua.
Not released in the movie, but it would be somewhere around like before her version of "You Are the Music and Me," Sharpay. It'll be before
Right.
that.
Right.
Good on us.
We are so good at this. Oh my gosh, we're just superstars.
If we did a Disney
Yeah,
Channel like trivia night, I think we could do pretty well.
I believe that. I believe that too. I think you would absolutely crush it because let's see, we had 12 move. Sorry, we had 6 categories. You could get 3 points in each one, so that's 18 points, right, altogether.
Mhm.
You got 12 out of 18 correct.
That's not fucking bad.
Yeah, I don't know how much that is percentage wise because I am bad at math. That's what is it? Reduce that fraction. It's 2/3. That's like 2/3 correct.
I'll take that. That's
Yeah,
fine with me. That's fine. That's like a what? That's like a 60%. Okay.
56%. You know what? I'm gonna round up to a C minus for you.
Thank you so much. I'll
But
take.
I think in my heart that was an A plus because I just sprung that on you second of.
Yeah, I was having to like go through the timeline in my head.
Yeah,
And some of these I just don't have a recollection of, so I was just placing them kind of wherever.
yeah. So I think you did amazingly for me just springing it on you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Good on you for also like identifying some faces that I just straight up did not know.
Thank you. All right, our next pairing.
Okay, next up. Oh yeah, obviously High School Musical. Moving on.
Obviously, yeah.
Next up we have
Cowbells
Cowbells.
versus Xenon.
This one's pretty easy for me. I'm going with Cowbells
Did
because
you really enjoy The Simple Life that much?
I just like the movie and I like Allie and AJ. I think my love of Allie and AJ is what is the most like strong emotion here.
I just think I with Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century, I just got like so many. I felt betrayed like so many times. Not only did they replace Raven Simone in the second, I don't even think the character shows up in the third movie at all.
Probably not.
Also, Bonnie Rockwaller, I just really thought she was black.
And
Albeit half black, but like I definitely thought she was black. And to know that Kristen Storm, maybe her name is,
I think
voices her just like it kind of threw me for a loop.
yeah. So I get it. You've been led astray.
I have. I did really love Allie. Allie? Allie or AJ in Phil of the Future?
Allie.
I loved Allie in Phil of the Future. Also, really loved her in the not so good Disney Channel original movie. Now you see it.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
She did a lot of the acting on Disney Channel, but AJ was on the Goldbergs, and then she got a
that's true.
spin-off, and she was really she was good in that too. They're both pretty good. Good actresses. And they were
Okay.
great singers because also, first of all, like Whoa, we're all forgetting like Whoa from the High School Musical 3 soundtrack. On the roller coaster ride, holding on when
We
nothing's
are
going
forgetting it. I forgot it.
on. It was good. It was
I
good.
only remember the boys are back.
The,
The
the
boys are
boys are
back.
back.
The boys are back.
And I remember the boys are back because little like Chad in that is Princeton from Mindless Behavior.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Hmm. So good for him.
Was he like in mindless behavior at that time, or was that just
Yeah.
like pre-mindless behavior?
No, it was pre-Mindless Behavior because he was also, I think he was just doing a lot of like music and dance stuff because he was also in the music video for that song, Take a Look at My Girlfriend, she's
Oh,
in
really?
da 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 da. Yeah, he plays like the little cupid that like dances.
I've never seen the music video, so I'm just gonna believe you.
Yeah, I remember seeing because I was like, "Oh my god, that's Princeton. He's
Oh,
in that." But I'm pretty actually now I'm like I'm getting nervous that he wasn't in High School Musical. I feel like he was. Why am I nervous? Okay, yeah, we could keep going, but I'm pretty
I
sure.
think the last two are Read It and Weep and the Cheetah Girls.
Yep, let's get that up on the screen. Which that one, I think it will be a slaughter on Momo's part, but it is pretty easy for me.
Like I know it's the Cheetah Girls. I know it is. But I
Yeah.
just wanted to say thank you to Read It and Weep. I love writing. I am on track to be a television writer.
Hmm.
And I don't chalk it up entirely to Read It and Weep, but I do feel like it would serve as an inspiration for me.
There's some partial responsibility there for sure.
Definitely. I will not be giving up my writing career for Jason Dolly, though.
Never, never that. Jason, sure you're great. Not worth that to me. But I'm proud of you for like being very merciful and putting down Read It and Weep.
Right. And as Bobby prepares our Peabody winners, I'm just going to take this time to talk about stuff completely unrelated because I haven't had any time to make TikToks. So, if you may or may not know, So You Think You Can Dance came back this week. And I am a massive TV fan, and that extends to reality TV dance competitions. Um, I am so excited. I have watched So You Think You Can Dance every season, basically since it came out in like what 2005 maybe. Yeah, with Travis Wall, I think he was in the first season of So You Think You Can Dance. I remember watching him at least. I'm so excited for this. I didn't see last season because I did not have access to a television. Um, I can't. I absolutely can't wait. I have it DVR'd to watch tomorrow night.
I thought you were going to give your like DCOMs watch list, but I'm so glad that you took the moment to talk about So You Think You Can
Yeah,
Fucking
because
Dance.
we're gonna do the DComs watch list when you have time to give yours as well.
Oh, okay. So you're waiting for
Yeah,
me.
there's a
Oh,
chance that both of ours will be probably the same at this point.
that's fair. That's fair.
So I'm very excited for Say That You Can Dance. It is my personal opinion that season 13, which was the kid season, is so underrated because those kids could dance their little tukuses off.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is a show for adults." Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, then you can just be sad and miserable because you missed one of the best seasons.
Could be sad and miserable.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, fuck you guys.
yeah. Those kids had heart. It was the best. It was the best season in a long time because when they switched from the top 20 to the top 10, the show lost its heart. it got it back with the kids somewhat. That was the most emotional season they've ever had. Because like the mentors and the all stars, which Bobby knows nothing about, because I'm sure you do not care about the show.
I've watched like, I remember a couple dances from So You Think You Can Dance because my aunt really loved it, but I did not even know that they had a kids show, so I was
Yeah.
soaking up the info.
They had a kids season. They didn't have a show. I don't think the season was popular enough to prompt a spin-off,
Fair.
which is unfortunate because I'm sure there were kids that were like very excited to possibly be on the next season.
And it
I
never happened.
It did not happen. I think that a lot of adults that were watching it were upset because they were previously children that watched the show and they finally aged up to audition. And then the year that they supposedly were allowed to audition, they were just told, "Oh, sorry, this is the kid season, and you are just 2 years over age. Wait until we have another adult season." And I would be pissed too.
I would be upset. I'd be like, "Oh, so you're giving this to some little kids, but I've been waiting my whole life to do this? Wow."
Like they have also been waiting their whole lives. Their lives are just like a few years shorter than yours because they were like what 10 to maybe 15.
Probably, yeah.
They were little babies.
Little babies, okay.
And
Ta-da.
congratulations to our Peabody recipients. In no particular order: Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, High School Musical 2, Cowbells, and the Cheetah Girls, Cheetah Sisters. All of these are available to readily stream on Disney Plus. If you have it, I'm sure you could find it elsewhere though.
Wink, wink. But, go to Disney Plus. That's
Yeah,
the
please
official.
view it on Disney Plus.
View it on Disney Plus.
And also, if you are an executive at Disney and you're watching this, you can just give us a podcast.
We won't say anything bad about any of these DCOMs. All the bad stuff we said, what bad stuff?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
That's our favorite movies are all DCOMs.
My favorite movie of all time is Luck of the Irish.
It's the best.
I've seen it every year for my birthday.
That could be your way in. You're like, I watched it every single year, and because I wanted to watch it every single
Not
year.
because it was just always on.
I wanted to watch it. That's
Yeah, I
why I
wanted to
watched
watch
it.
it every March 17th, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Oh my god. Okay. Do you want to give your maybe top 5 DCOMs?
Ooh, top 5 is difficult. Definitely High School Musical 2 is
Mhm.
up there for sure. I'm gonna add Full Court Miracle to it because it was very fun.
Yeah.
Um, I am gonna add Get a Clue with Lindsay Lohan and whatchamacallit,
Brenda Song.
Brenda Song, thank you.
Mhm.
Life Sizes is not a DCOM, is it? No, it's not.
I think it just played on Disney Channel a lot.
Yeah. So if that was it, I would have added it, but it's not it's not one of them. Gosh. Hmm. The Kim Possible movie where they go back in time.
A Stitch in Time or a Stitch in Time, not a Stitch.
What is it? A Stitch in Time.
Mhm.
I'm adding that one. We have not added it to either of the DCOMs, so if we do a part 3, it's gonna be there.
But yeah, that's where that's where it'll
Yeah.
show up.
What is that, 3?
Yeah, I think that's 3, so you just have 2 more.
Gosh.
Oh, first High School Musical?
The first High School Musical, yeah, I'll add that one. Then need one last one. I'm gonna go with Halloween Town.
Oh, no Cheetah Girls 2?
No, I preferred the first one to the second one.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Also, I would like to make an addendum to what I said. I said that it was Princeton for mindless behavior, who was Little Chad, and High School Musical 3. That is incorrect. It is another random little black boy with curly hair. That's my B.
I mean,
So,
at least you're owning up to the mistake before someone else can like make a video about it.
no, because the last thing I need is for someone to rip a clip from this and be like, actually, no. I would literally lose it. I would literally lose my mind because the comment sections here lately have been on my nerves. So I would lose it. That would be my 13th reason. How about that? Um, but no,
Yeah.
that's correcting myself.
What are your top fives, Bobby?
My top 5 in no particular order, obviously High School Musical 2. Um,
Except it is a particular order because High School Musical 2 is just the best one.
It is the best one. I'm sorry. Argue with anyone else, but it is the best one. I'm gonna say trying to think.
Mhm.
The Lizzie McGuire movie wasn't a DCOM,
Which
right?
one?
The Lizzie McGuire movie?
It was not. It was released in theaters,
Yeah.
as it should be.
But it was played on Disney Channel a lot.
A lot.
That's true. I'm going to say Cheetah Girls.
Mhm.
Um
Oh my gosh. Hey. Okay.
what else? Cheetah Girls, High School Musical 2. High School Musical 1. I own the soundtrack. I really loved it. Two more.
Mhm.
Trying to think from the first episode what was on there. Oh, Halloween Town.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna lump in all the Halloween Town movies because I don't think I have the strength to pick one. I like the franchise. And you know what? I'm gonna say the Proud Family movie because I count that as a DCOM.
I think it is a DCOM. It was released on Disney Channel, wasn't it?
I think so. So yeah.
The dance battle at the end was completely unnecessary, but also entirely necessary.
If the movie didn't have it, I don't really know what I would have done. Zoe was going off. I was like, "There you go."
Like there was really no for it, but you also there was a need for it by me. I needed it
I
specifically.
absolutely. I needed it personally.
Yeah.
So it was I forgot. There were 2 Kim Possible movies.
There was So the Drama and then there was Stitch in Time.
Yeah, she got damn. Look at you go, Kimberly. I think I like So the Drama a little bit more.
That's
That's
fair.
where that's where she had that, like, cool, like, white suit.
That wasn't that a Stitch in Time?
No, I'm looking at it. It's a
Oh,
So the
okay.
Drama. That's the only reason why I remembered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should do for an episode of the tournament, like, there was a time where like a lot of shows were spoofing other shows.
Mhm.
We should do an episode about the best spoof shows. And I don't know if actually, as I'm saying that, I don't know if we should because the winner is just Channel Chasers, Fairly Odd Parent Channel Chasers, which
That
is
is true.
just the best one.
It covers so much ground, so
It
it can't be literally anything else, I don't think.
it covers like I'm pretty sure it does the Muppets, it does um the Simpsons, it does Dragon Ball Z. It was just like a television nerds field day.
It's like how you feel about WandaVision, that's
Yeah.
a similar vibe with Channel Chasers.
It was the original WandaVision. No one take that. I'm going to make a TikTok about it.
Don't you gotta do it today. You gotta post it today
Post,
before this comes out. You gotta do it.
I don't want to. Just so everyone wait 42 hours, 48 hours so I can get the drive to go make a TikTok about it
Why are
before
you why are you acting like I won't take it?
Bobby, you wouldn't do that to me.
You don't know what I wouldn't do.
Oh no.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna take it. But
Okay.
after that 48 hours is up.
That is fair game. That's fair game.
It's fair game after that. So I'm
Yeah.
just saying, do it now.
I might have to. Just like make it right now. Be like, this is the original channel, the original WandaVision.
Everyone saw me do it. So.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You could do that.
But congratulations to our winners, I guess. Yeah.
Woohoo, it's a good top 4.
Yes.
2 of these I knew were going to be here, but the other 2, Cowbells and Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior, I didn't know that they would be in the top 4.
I knew that High School Musical 2 was going to be there. I wasn't sure about anything else.
You weren't sure about the Cheetah Girls?
Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
What would it have gone up against that could have knocked it out?
High School Musical.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's
Exactly.
the only scenario where that, like,
Yeah.
where that would've been
The
the case.
darkest timeline where that would have happened. It would just be High School Musical 2 in the top 4.
We would be crying our eyes out, or I would be at least.
Well, next week on the docket we have our first, I guess, like interactive game night because we're going to be playing Monster Prompts. So it's going to be me and Hi Ho. I don't think you're going to be present, Bobby. Is that right?
I will not be there, but I will be there the week after.
Yes, where we will be playing. We're doing the ranking, and we're just going to be ranking as seen on TV products.
It's gonna be a fun
I'm
this
so excited for that.
I don't imagine this is gonna be so chill, no
Yeah,
contention, like just vibes.
yeah, just vibes, and probably like some kind of eulogy for Billy Mays.
Yeah. I'll wear all black
Yeah, I should we wear all black? Are we committing to wearing all black 2 weeks from now?
to eulogize Billy Mays. Yeah.
We're gonna do that. Okay, you see, you heard it here, folks. First, folks, if you tune in and we are not dressed in all black, feel free to spam us in the comments, and
And
we
then
will apologize.
we will go quickly off camera and change and then be like, I don't know what
Except
you're
we
talking
won't
about.
because it won't be live, unless it is. It might be.
It
Things
might be,
change.
but it also might not be.
Yeah,
So either way, mind your business. How about that?
yeah. Either way, still tune in at 8:30.
Yeah, be there. But like us not wearing black should not be the reason why you don't watch.
Exactly. Well, thank you for coming, everyone. This was literally engineered to be shorter, and it is the same length.
See, because
See
we
you
don't
guys
know how
next
to shut up.
Bye. Thanks for coming.